Hey guys, in this video we're going to be soloing Utgarde Pinnacle's third boss, I guess, Scotty, the guy who drops the Blue Proto-Drake mount. And we're going to be doing it as a Death Knight, specifically a Night Elf Death Knight, which is going to make things a little easier. So I'll be kind of explaining as we go. Once I reach kind of the halfway point, I'll be going through my talents, or halfway point of the skip, I guess. So I'm just killing some of these enemies to build up some runic power here. And we're going to use that when we do some of the skips. But we got quite a few mobs that we need to skip. Let me know, guys, if you have any other ideas for skips to do or solos on the Death Knight. Looking for more solos to do. This one's going to be a really hard one, but looking for other options as well. Maybe some easier ones that you guys can try as well. But open to suggestions. And remember to subscribe and follow my Twitch in the description below. But with that, we've built up a little bit of runic power. There's some more of these bugs too that I can kill. And we're time to make our run. Now you can use swiftness pots to make this easier, but I'm going to use no swiftness pot to show it's not too bad. But again, I'm going to be doing this as a night elf, so it's going to be a little different. Using my ruby hair trinket, jewel crafting trinket, to give a little bit of speed. I kick this mob. You can see I walled, and I'm just kind of running through. Now, I'm going to start using my anti-magic shell here. So I'm going to start getting hit by spells. Then I'm going to rocket boots past all these guys. And I'm going to shadow meld around the corner. Cool. Done. Pack 1 done. Now, I haven't done a lot of testing or any testing with how exactly it's all going to work when it comes to if you guys are going to be using invis pots or if you're not going to be a night elf. So it would be a lot harder if you're not a night elf, obviously. All right, let me show you the talents while we're waiting for our rocket boots to come back to skip some of the other mobs in our shadow meld. So talents, glyphs, the whole deal. The big thing is we are going to be playing blood here, but we're not playing a standard blood spec. There's a few talents we're taking that aren't standard. So first of all, we have to deal with a lot of ads on Scotty. So we have to go morbidity to do more damage. Also went with epidemic, which really helps do. It just helps, waste less time on dots and lets them tick longer. It's really helpful. Also get the dodge chance, of course, so I'm tankier. In blood, we're actually going all the way down to dancing rune weapon. I found that dancing rune weapon is incredibly useful for trying to get enemies down as fast as possible. You're going to see that when we get to Scotty, there's going to be some casters and there's going to be some spear dudes that are really tough to handle. Also in the build, just taking pretty normal stuff here. Mark for blood can help you live. Bloodworms is something I'm taking. I did not go with dark conviction, so some of these other talents that you're going to see, I'm losing out on some crit for. But bloodworms is a really nice one. It is going to cause you to get some extra healing. We also have Vendetta. Heals for 6% whenever you kill a target that yields honor or experience. This is actually incredibly powerful because all of the ads proc Vendetta on the Scotty fight. That's pretty much it. Besides that, pretty standard blood stuff, besides the fact that we're going to Dancing Rune Weapon. And then we also have, and to be honest, this talent kind of isn't the best. Blood Gorged, you're losing a lot of health. So you could even take that out and go for some more damage in other places. Could probably be worthwhile. But the defensive components is what's most important. Also have some armor and the reduced attack speed. This is just eventually going to be useful on Scotty to take less damage, but not entirely necessary. I would say the icy touch damage is pretty helpful though. When we go to glyphs, glyph of icy touch is another one that could be good. Potentially better than glyph of rune strike, honestly, when it comes to AoE damage. But I haven't tried it. The main important ones are glyph of death and decay and glyph of disease. Again, you don't super need glyph of disease, but yeah, glyph of death and decay is the most important one because we're going to be dealing with a lot of AoE. So that's the spec. In terms of gear, as I'm going to go here, in terms of gear, there is a lot of variety in terms of what you can go with gearing wise. Let me dodge some of these enemies. Use my ruby hair. Go a little faster. I do need some runic power. So I'm going to go ahead and wall here. Heal up. Almost where we need to be. And I'm going to rocket boots past these guys. And I'm going to shadow meld. Yeah. Now the bleed took me out of stealth, but because I rounded the corner, I was safe. I cut it a little close there, but I could have health potted, or I could have farmed some runic power so that I would have had Death Pact, runic power for Death Pact, or I could have also used anti-magic shell. So cut it a little close there, but didn't have to. Again, for all of these, you can use, oops, I don't think I need expertise food. Let me use strength food. I don't need the food buff, but might as well get something. So we're eating up here. So this fight's pretty hard. So I'm going to try and explain everything I'm doing during this, but this is going to be pretty challenging. I've wiped this, definitely quite a few times to practice it. But it's a pretty fun challenge as well. Also, guys, give me feedback on do you want me to kind of explain everything that's happening and, show a full example of these kind of solos? Or would you rather just me kind of skipping, highlight through it really fast and, jumping to the kill and stuff? I figured you might want to see the whole thing, so that's what I'm doing this time. So here we have it. We have the ads coming in, and we skipped all those bosses. The first and second boss are optional. I'm going to go through here. Now, I like kind of doing a big pull at the start just to get ahead of everything, but you're going to take a lot of damage for this, so I would recommend starting smaller. I'm also going to use like a Goblin Sapper because why not? So you're going to see I'm going to start taking a lot of damage here. And I'm already going to Vampiric Blood to just get some healing. You want to Death and Decay as much as possible. Use get my Blood Tap on cooldown. And we're going to... I wasn't really paying attention to the breath, but I got lucky. I'm going to go ahead and wall here. Now you might think I'm in trouble, but a lot of these enemies are getting pretty close to dying. And when they die, I get a heal. So I just need to make sure that I just finish these guys off. So you can see we're blood boiling a bunch here. All of these guys are dying, and you see all that healing. Now we're on to the Harpooner. And we're back to full health. So I try and use my Death Grip every time on the Witch Doctor. I'm going to focus the Witch Doctors before I focus the spear guys. Now I haven't had my Death and Decay down for a few seconds. That's just it's pretty bad rune management. That's the #1 thing that I would recommend. I mean, it's really obvious, but your Death and Decay needs to always be down. That's kind of just, you're going to fall behind pretty fast if it's not. Okay. We pulled these warriors. Use the breath. And so far, we're just trying to get the Harpooners down. This is where I'm going to try and catch up. So I'm going to use my rune weapon. I should have used it before now, but better late than never. The rune weapon on the Witch Doctor to finish them off fast. You're going to see I'm blood boiling a lot. The more you can blood boil, the better. Because you're not healing, but you're killing the enemies faster. You're catching up. And that's really important. You don't want to fall behind on damage. Okay. I let my diseases drop, which is not good, but it's all right. It can be fixed. You can see I'm trying to hit the higher health targets, and obviously prioing the Harpooners and the Witch Doctors, because they have special abilities. Okay, so all of this is about to die. You really have infinite time here. No need to rush it. I'm going to pull the next pack of 3. With the next group. So I'm going to try and get this or this Witch Doctor down as fast as possible. Dodge this breath. Okay, now I'm going to go ahead and finish this guy off. First and foremost. Use my ruby hair for a little bit of movement speed. I'm going to try and drag these guys into this hallway. Now, in this hallway, you're going to have enemies, so I'm walling here. This is where it gets a little chaotic. Using my Vampiric Blood. Now, here's where I'm going to army. And the reason I want to army here is because I just want to catch up. I just want to kill these guys. We've got 2 Witch Doctors. Get army out. And just try and finish all these guys off. So if you're ever in trouble, ever worried, just more damage is better. So killing things is always going to lead to more healing. So here you might think I should just be straight healing. Not what I'm actually doing. I'm trying to actually finish stuff off so I get the heal from Vendetta. Okay. You can see mobs keep spawning. Got a lot of enemies here. Now this is where it gets a little scary, but you don't want to panic. Use my heal from... Let me try and kick this guy. Use my heal from sacrificing my pet. I used Empowered Rune Weapon to reset all my runes. I should have done it a little faster, so my runes didn't reset. Getting hit from the back, which is pretty bad here, but again, just don't give up. It seems kind of bad, but the Vendetta heal is really very strong and will save you. You can see these mobs are dying, getting some healing. I keep getting snared, which just means I need to finish off these harpooners. There we go. 2 harpooners down. Now we've got another one here. Let's go ahead and anti-magic shell. And I'm going to rune weapon this guy. Kick him. There's our death strike. Now we're very close to stabilizing here. Time to click on some of these spears. I could have been collecting spears this whole time, but what can you do? Okay, we're down to 1 harpooner. 2 harpooners, it looks like. Let's go ahead and grip this guy in. Use my vampiric blood for some more healing. I'll go ahead and wall. Again, we just need to catch up on damage here. Death and decay as soon as we can. Okay, the Witch Doctor, I'm going to go ahead and silence. Keep our diseases spread. And where's our spear? There we go. We should have 3 spears. Perfect. 3 spears now. Get my death and decay down. So you can see we're pretty stabilized. Now we just need to find a good time to pull out the boss. I'd recommend pulling out the boss when you don't have a Witch Doctor. Honestly, I could go for it now. I could go for it soon. Oops. I just got myself breathed. So I'm going to go ahead and health potion. Alright, we have plenty of spears. Go ahead and grip this guy. So I kind of messed up there, and I could have went for starting the whole event, but I kind of slowed myself down a little bit. This guy's in range of the launcher. I kind of want to go here, but I think I just wasted a little bit too much time there. Get our death and decay out. Make sure our diseases stay up. Here we go. So I'm going to use my rune weapon on that harpooner. And I'm just going to try and get a lot of these guys down here. Finish everything off. See, stuff is kind of dying here. Next time he goes in range, I think I'm going to go for it. So here, I'm actually going to go for it. Alright, so the boss is out. I just need to finish, let these guys die to like the dots and stuff. So I'm backing up a little bit so I outrange the harpooner. You can anti-magic shell the spear. So I'm going to try and do that this whole time. So now I'm slowed here. This is a really bad combo. So I took a lot of damage. I got hamstringed into that. That's why you want to finish off the ads. Play it safe. I'm going to go ahead and sacrifice the pet. Get our health up. Now let's kite back over to this guy. Finish off this harpooner. Now from this point forward, it's just how fast you want to kill Scotty. If you want to be greedy, you start death and decaying because it does more damage. If you want to play it safe, you just death strike a bunch. Now I'm going to be icy touching here and there, and you're going to see that that's just to get unflinching valor up. Only reason. But yeah, now we're pretty stable. I didn't mention it before, by the way, but you can either dual wield or use two-handers. I should pay attention because I can avoid getting poison speared if I anti-magic shell at the right times. But basically, right now I'm using Death Spite. It's a two-hander. Reason I'm doing that is just it does more damage. I'm spec'd currently for Rune Strike, so it just does more Rune Strike damage. Each of my weapon damage abilities do more damage with the two-hander. So it's just a little more damage because I've gotten used to farming this and I'm getting better at it. And I want it to go a little faster. But I would recommend, if you have two weapons with defense on them, if you use those instead, you're going to find that you're going to get more Bloodworm procs. I'm going to go ahead and wall because he hit us with the spear and I didn't have anti-magic shell up.
Run out.
But you're going to find that you're going to get more procs from anti-magic, or sorry, from Bloodworms if you use one-handers. And also the one-handers typically have defense on them. So you'll get more avoidance as well. All right, so I'm kind of getting owned here. So I'm going to go ahead and Empowered Rune Weapon and just get some Death Strikes out with my Vamped Blood and then get a full Rune Tap. So there we go. We're stabilized. Now, the question is, always be thinking ahead. What am I going to do if I get in trouble next? And I'm noticing I don't really have a lot of defensives. So I'm going to be trying to play really safe here. Make sure I'm really focused on anti-magic shelling next time he throws a Poison Spear, which we do. Because I don't really have a lot of healing left or a lot of cooldowns left. Pretty much everything's on cooldown. But the nice thing is Vamp Blood is only a 1-minute cooldown. Rune Tap's only 30 seconds. So they're already almost back and ready to go. All right.
Run out.
Let us just slowly kill this guy. Use my Empowered Rune Weapon. Of course, probably the biggest thing I can optimize here is just, you know, damage. But as long as you're playing it safe, it's all good. He's going to die eventually. In terms of runic power, too, I could definitely be throwing more coils out. But I'm usually pretty conservative. Just a habit from Raid. In Raid, you typically want to be really conservative as a Blood Decay with your runic power. Because 1 minute, you feel like you've got extra to spare, and you can throw Death Coils at things. Next minute, you're wanting to Icebound Fortitude and Anti-Magic Shell at the same time, and you need 40 runic power, and then you want to use Death Pact. And just like that, you can want 80 runic power out of nowhere. And you really don't need to throw coils to hold threat, so I'm typically not very good at using coil, even outside of Raid, for damage and stuff. But you can see here, we're completely safe now. I might even do what I said before and Death and Decay this guy here in a second, because we are very safe. I'm at full health. I have all cooldowns up. Here comes the stun. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and wall because he hits us with a spear here.
Run out.
Now, Army of the Dead's still not up. Another thing you do is Hysteria yourself. I haven't been doing that, or Unholy Frenzy. I should have been doing Unholy Frenzy since the Scotty fight started, but I don't know that I would do it too much with the ads out, just because it can get a little scary. Okay, you see my health getting low, but we're actually okay. Just use Powered Rune Weapon. Uh-oh. Oh, I'm going to go ahead and sack my pet here. I'm kind of getting owned. I'm going to click off Hysteria. You can see that it really can come out of nowhere, right? You just get a little careless and let yourself get hit by a poison spear, and then boom, just like that. By the way, when you're running out of this, you can definitely dip back in if you've got Death Strike up. You'll heal more than it does damage to you. All right, use my Empowered Rune Weapon. It's another thing I can get better at is maybe a weak aura to remind me to use Empowered Rune Weapon. I never spec into this talent in normal play, so I'm not really used to using it. All right. I'm going to play it safe and not going to Death and Decay, and we'll just finish this guy off. Well, I say that, and then he whirlwinded at a good time, so. No anti-magic shell for me, but he went ahead and missed. Back to full health, used a little Vamp Blood with some Death Strikes. Got more rune taps up. Anti-magic shell this one. Throw some coils here. Okay, gonna go ahead and wall. Again, I usually typically try and wall anytime I am not able to get the anti-magic shell on the spear. My diseases fell off. Getting Death and Decay down. Oh. Now, you might also notice that when you get low, like, you know, you're worried about dying. But surprisingly, or not surprisingly, based on how Death Knight talents work, even if it feels like sometimes you get low, a lot of times you're not that close to dying. Simply because of how overpowered Will of the Necropolis is. Straight up just taking way less damage, you know, does make it a lot harder to die. But you can see the
Run out.
Bloodworms and even Army of the Dead can sometimes cause Skadi the Ruthless to spear them instead of you, which is nice. But you can see he's about to die. Empowered Rune Weapon just came off cooldown. And no mount. But yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. That's the solo. Let me know what you guys think. Remember, subscribe, follow my Twitch in the description. But give me some more ideas of stuff to solo. I'm thinking maybe something maybe a little easier next time. Maybe something that's a little, you know, other people would like to see as well. But hey, I thought this was a pretty fun solo. You do need to be a pretty specific spec, so I don't know how long I'll keep doing this. I don't know that I want to respec after raid day every single time to do this. So I'm probably not going to do this for too much longer, but it's pretty fun, pretty challenging. It's one of the harder, maybe one of the hardest solos that I've had to regularly do. It's pretty intense, honestly. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys. And stay tuned for my Blood Death Knight guide coming out soon. I'm going to start, you know, pumping out some more content for other classes as well that I've been playing. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you next time.